G'day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Craig Cobb from the Grow Me Co. And I've been trading for 20 years. 15 years have been full time. And I'm going to demystify a couple of things for you in this trading series brought to you by BloFin to show you, well, the things that I find to be really, really important. And the good news is it's not lots and lots and lots of indicators and confusing things. It's really quite straightforward. In fact, the perfection of simplicity is what I aim to teach and what I aim to do in my own trading. We're going to start right away with how you can spot profitable opportunities within the crypto market. Starting right now with focusing on what is important. You see, the thing that is real in the market is price and time. Time exists, and so too does price. When we look at a chart itself, we're seeing a representation of price measured by time. It is real data of what the order book has had going through it, and it gives us beautiful trends, and sometimes it gives us patterns. Now, I'm not suggesting that you're going to just trade from trend, but I can tell you that I've forged a very successful career focusing on following trends. And I'm going to make it really simple as well. The clear definition of an uptrend is simply higher highs and higher lows. And they're recommended or shown here in this screenshot with these little ellipses, with the higher highs and the higher lows circled on the left-hand side there. You'll see that each of these higher lows and higher highs represents a higher low or a higher high in what is an uptrend. And having simply a higher low and a higher high creates an uptrend. On the flip side, so when we've got an uptrend, what we're looking for is to be looking for trades long, i.e. the market is to continue higher. And throughout this series, I'll be showing you different tools that you can overlay with trend to help create a trading strategy that gives you a high probability of success. On the right-hand side, you have to understand that is a downtrend. And what's most important to understand is this. As a trader, I can make money whether the market goes up or whether the market goes down. Think of it less about complicating it with, well, how can I sell something that I don't own? And think of it more along the lines of predicting moves in the market. Yes, if I predicted the market's going to move higher and I set my parameters for that trade and it works in my favor, I bank profits. If equally I predicted the market is going to move lower and set my parameters and it moves in my favor, I can equally profit from the movement to the downside. What this opens up is the possibility to be able to make money in an uptrend or a downtrend. Whether the market's going higher or the market's going lower, I am able to profit from the market if I execute flawlessly within that trend. So higher highs and higher lows on the left-hand side here, and lower highs and lower lows is a downtrend on the right-hand side. Now, what I want to do is I want to show to you right now how that actually looks on a chart, because it is not complicated. Now, you're going to learn about these moving averages and the MACD that down here in videos after this particular video in this series. You will see that, but we're going to start with trend. Now, I said that a downtrend is a lower high and a lower low. Well, here's a lower high right here, and here is a lower low right here. Here is a lower high right here, and here is a lower low right here. So in this case, I'm looking at Doge, and I'm looking straight at a downtrend on the 4-hour time frame. Really simple. Keep it simple, and it makes it much more clear. I've got a rule. If it's not clear, it's not there. In this case, lower highs and lower lows. Now, as we eventuate through this course, through this particular series of videos that I'm putting up on behalf of BloFin, you'll notice is eventually I'm looking for opportunities to get back into here to look for shorts. This is a downtrend on the 4-hour. The beautiful thing about trading as well is that I can move around different time frames and I can find opportunities by looking for where the trends are. Now, in this case, what I'm going to do is focus on the 4-hour here, is this is a time frame that I believe represents the trend the best. So if I looked at the 12-hour, for example, yeah, there's a couple of lower highs in here, but it's not as clear. If I look at the 8-hour, sure, I can see a lower high and a lower low, but again, it just doesn't seem to be the time frame that represents the trend the best. When I drop down to the 4-hour, what you'll notice is there's a clear series of lower highs and lower lows. Therefore, this trend, or this time frame, is the time frame that represents this downtrend the best. Now, this is for trading on the shorter time frames, and of course, you can move down through all the time frames as low or as high as you like. But how do we do that? Or how do we trade the market and read trends for a longer term view? Well, let me show that to you here on the Bitcoin chart, because I think this is also really important. If I come across here to my monthly chart on Bitcoin, what you will notice again is a series of higher low right here, higher high, higher low right here, higher high. From this higher low to this higher high, we have the definition of an uptrend. This monthly chart right here on Bitcoin is in an uptrend. The pullback is now back into this region where I consider to be a good place to be buying. Now, this is how you can build a longer term portfolio by using the charts. You see, buying crypto is one thing, knowing where to buy and where to get out is another. And by simply using trend, you're going to give yourself a much higher probability of a successful outcome. You're also going to have things in place where if it does break certain levels, the chart structure will have changed, and that is your signal to get out. So you're not ending up being a bag holder for an entire bear cycle. You'll know where to get in or where you're looking to get in, and you'll also know where you're looking to get out. For those that are wondering, my current position is this. If we break down through the low of this candle here, which represents the point at which we found a higher low before we moved to a higher high, well, at that point, this monthly uptrend will have broken. It doesn't mean it's in a downtrend. No, for that, I would need a lower high and then a lower low. But if this level breaks right here, it will have gone from an uptrend to no trend. And at that point, the market is not giving me a clear definition of where it's going or what it's doing. And at that point, it's time for me to reconsider my options and potentially close out my Bitcoin position. But using trend is going to help you in a massive way. Using multiple time frames to get a confluence of events leading towards an outcome or a trade is going to help you as well. And of course, I'll be covering that in this series as well. Now, for those of you that want to open up a BloFin account, there is a link below there. Please do use that link to open up your BloFin account. There's videos as well on how to raise orders within this series and much, much more. So don't forget to hit the notification, switch them on, give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.